welcome to our channel. So today I am going to tell you improbable condition. In the previous classes, we looked at zero conditional, probable conditional. Today we are going to look at improbable condition. If you haven't watched my previous videos, you can click on the I button, you can find those previous videos. Let's look at the conversation. So A and B are the friends. A and B are the friends. A met B and is asking like this. I lost the key in your room. Did you see? I lost the key in your room. Did you see? Look at the answer. No, I didn't see. If I found it, I would inform you. If I found it, I would inform you. So what does it mean? He did not find it. He did not see the key. But he is saying, if I found it, I would inform you. That means I did not find it. I did not inform you. That means it's a probable, improbable condition. That means it's imaginary condition. That did not happen. Okay, so he expected, but that did not happen. So if sentences are like this, if I found it, I would inform you. So these should be called improbable condition. Let's look at more examples, guys. Use this improbable condition for imaginary situations. That means they are not true at all. Okay, there is no chance to happen, but we imagine and say about it. For example, if I had enough money, I would buy a car. It's my imagination. Okay, if I have money, I can go there and buy a car. So it's imagination, it's not true. Let's look at the form. You guys, look at the form. How is it constructed? See, if plus past simple. If plus past simple. If I had enough money. If I had enough money. Subject, verb and object. Right. So main class, you look at the main class. I would buy a car. Subject plus would plus V1 plus object. So here it's like a future tense. Okay, just a simple future tense, but it may be present tense or future tense. But here you look at this form. Okay, subject plus would plus V1 plus object. So I would buy a car. I would buy a house. Okay, etc. Look at the other examples. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. So it's imagination. Okay, so if I were you, so I cannot be you, but it's imagination that if I were you, so I imagined I wouldn't do it. You are doing something nonsense, so I say I wouldn't do it. Okay, so here the form is, so I and were, not was. Okay, generally we use I was, but here in probable conditions we use I were. Okay, if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Next, if I were PM, I would help the poor. It's also imagination, or it can be an expectation. If I were PM, I would help the poor. I cannot be a PM. There is no chance at all. But I just imagine that, and if I were a PM, I would help the poor. So I didn't become a PM. I didn't help the poor people. It's just imagination. It's just expectation. Next, look at the other example. You would get the job. You would get the job if you prepared well. If you prepared well. So you didn't prepare well, you didn't get the job. So this is also just expectation or just imagination. You didn't prepare well, you didn't get the job. So if you prepared well, you would get the job. And look at the final sentence. If I lived near my office, if I lived near my office, I would be in time for work. If I lived near my office, it's just imagination. That means if I am living, if I am close to the office, nearby the office, I will come to the office on time, but it's not happening because it's only imagination. Okay guys, this is the second type. This is called second type. We looked at zero conditional, we looked at probable condition, and today improbable condition. You guys, if you understand, there is no problem. If you don't understand, please let me know that, and you tell me how is the video. You comment it. Don't forget to comment in the comment box. Okay, so these are the examples. So what is this? Improbable condition. Improbable condition is used for imaginary situations or you expect something. So the form is if plus past simple, and main clause is subject plus would plus V1 plus object. Okay, so on your own you can prepare your own sentences and practice more. Practice on three conditionals that we learnt: zero and first type and second type. Let's look at some practice session. If you smoke, you dash cancer, what will come? Look at the sentence carefully. If you smoke, you dash cancer. The sentence is talking about a habit. Okay, it's a habit. It's about a fact. It's a fact. Okay, if the sentence is fact, it's talking about fact, then what conditional you are going to use? Okay, so here you have to use zero conditional. So how do you write it? If you smoke, so there is no change. Present tense, and here also present tense. You get cancer. If he smokes, he gets cancer. Okay, that get will become gets. So simple present tense, here also simple present tense. So this is zero conditional. Next one, look at the second one. If you freeze water, it dash into ice. So let's look at the sentence carefully. So if you freeze water, or something happens. Okay, it will turn. Okay, it turn. So here, if you freeze water, what is this? This is also fact. This is also true. So this is also zero conditional. So habits, facts, we use them in zero conditional. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. Turns. Right? Turn will become turns. Simple present. Here also simple present. Here also simple present. Why it is turns? Do you know? Did you remember I told you during simple present tense? If you haven't watched simple present tense, you can go back to my channel and find out. So here let me tell you. It's not turn, it turns because V1 plus S. Why? It's a third person singular subject. So it turns. it turns. Okay, right. Next example. If I have enough money, look here carefully. If I have enough money, I dash a car. What is it? So it's a condition. Which condition? If this is fulfilled, it's going to be fulfilled. Okay, so that's why this is a type 1 conditional. Type 1 condition. Why type 1 conditional? It's in a simple present tense. It's not a fact. If I have money means, if I have money, I'll buy something you may not buy. Okay, so that differs from person to person. If I have enough money, I will buy a car. So it's a type 1 conditional. That means probable condition. Next, I may finish the work. If I dash time. You guys see, I may finish this is what is about it. It's talking about future. So it is also type 1 probable condition. It must be in simple present tense. So if I have time, I may finish the work. Let's look at the final example for today. If I were PM, did you remember what I told you just now? If I were PM, I dash petrol prices. What is it? This is the second conditional. What is that? Improbable conditional. What comes here? If I were PM, I would reduce the petrol prices. Right? If I were PM, I would reduce the petrol PM. This is, what is this? This is improbable condition. That means just imaginary. So you never become PM and you have no authority to change petrol prices. So it did not happen. It's also not going to happen. So guys, this is for practice. So just have some practice also at home. Just finished improbable condition, that is type 2, and in the previous videos we looked at probable condition as well as zero conditional also. And if you like these videos, please like them and share with your friends, comment and subscribe. Thank you, and thank you for your time.